Hey everybody, it's Sharmel. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. So today I am back with my 7th month update on my lock extensions. So let's get right into it.
The sun shines on all of my glory. My flaws don't look so bad at all. What was I so afraid of?
So if you are new here, hey, my name is Sharmel and I have been locked for 4 years now, off and on, more on than off. But this is actually my second set of locks, and this time around I decided to start via Loc Extensions. I installed these lock extensions myself, and I have documented the full process of me going from loose hair back to lock hair and giving you guys updates. Per usual, I will have all the related videos linked down below if you would like to catch up. But we are currently on month 7 and I cannot believe how fast time is going. It feels like I didn't have these for a minute, but then when you say 7 months, that just seems like so long. It don't feel like it's been 7 months. I don't know if it's because it's my second time around, or if it's because of the lock extensions, or you know, I just don't have that same nervousness, I guess, or excitement, or like I kind of know what to expect. I have more experience this time around. But yeah, the journey has been so smooth so far, and like I said, I think a lot of that contributes to time just flying by. And additionally, y'all, I'm gonna get into the update in a minute, but additionally, I think it's also crazy because this time last year I had just finished combing out my first set of locks, and I can't believe that it's already been a year since I even combed out that set of locks, and here I am relocked with a new set, and it's already been 7 months. So yeah, I just think the time warp of everything is kind of getting to me. I feel like I'll be at that 1 year mark before I know it. Okay, so now on to the update. First, I'll give you guys an update on the lock extensions themselves. So just to kind of recap everything, I purchased these locks off of Etsy, and the seller is Eazynappy. I'll probably insert the screenshot here. The set that I got, I forgot how many locks came with them. I want to say it was at least 100 locks in the set that I got, but I only used 77 locks. I got a size small, so these are like 0.4 to 0.5 centimeter locks. I've been saying this in all of my updates. I absolutely love this vendor. I love these lock extensions. I feel like they just look so natural. I kind of touched on it in my previous video about how like the lock extensions themselves are also going through their own kind of like maturation process, and I feel like they just, that's what makes them look so good. And I feel like as my natural hair is transitioning, the lock extensions just blend so like perfectly. So in my previous update, I mentioned that I had colored them and gave them a trim, and I'm still loving this length. When I first cut them, the ends were pretty blunt, and so now the ends are starting to kind of taper off, which I think looks really good. I do still have like some pieces that, because these did come with like curly ends, but y'all know I just let them lock up because it was too much to maintain. But some of them still kind of have those curly pieces to it. But yeah, y'all, overall the lock extensions are holding up very well. They have taken to the color really well. I haven't had any issue with like brittleness or dryness. I feel like they still feel good. I did color them a little more. So when I first colored it, y'all, I just kind of did a little ombre little situation, but within the past month I did do just like a few more face framing highlights. So I think I only did like 6 to 8 locks. So as you guys can see, these front ones are a little lighter than the ones in the back. But yeah, I really like this little look. I'm debating on if I want to add more. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I've been having a lot of like intrusive thoughts with color for my locks, and I've been trying to just suppress them because like I've been telling y'all, I had told myself I was gonna stay away from the colors and the dyes and the bleach and all of that this set, just because over time, you know, it can get a little iffy with the colors. But y'all, I'm not gonna lie, like I just been having this feeling like I want to dibble and dabble in color again. And healthy hair, healthy locks is always going to be one of my main priorities. So I would never like intentionally do something to like completely disrupt the integrity of my hair. So like I'm not gonna go like bleach blonde, or I'm not thinking that extreme, but I do miss just dabbling in color. That's one of the many reasons why I enjoy locks, is because I feel like my hair can handle it. My hair can't really handle color in its loose state. So that's one of the many things that I love about locks. And so I've been trying to find that balance of like, you know, maintaining healthy hair but also not suppressing like the creativity and the things that I love about just doing my hair. Life is supposed to be lived. So yeah, I'm trying to find a way to balance that, but I'm not gonna hold y'all. I've been having an itch for red, and y'all know how I get when I go red. I've been red a few times, and I usually like red for about a month, and then after that month I'm over it. And I'm not gonna lie, I've just been having a lot of like, I've been having that itch to go red. And I think what it is too, first of all, my birthday's coming up. I think one of the last times I went red was on my birthday. And then the other thing is that I never experienced red with like longer locks. So I did red at like maybe 5-6 months with my first set of locks, so they were still very much like starter locks, short. And then the last time I went red, my hair had fully matured, but they were still like just shoulder length, still cute. But I've never experienced like red with length, and so that's kind of got me curious to see what that's gonna be like. So I haven't made any decisions, y'all, but I have been thinking about it. So the next thing I want to talk about is slipping. I'm sad to report, y'all, that I did lose a lock. And if you guys have been keeping up with my updates, I have been raving about the fact that I haven't had to deal with like any slippage or any separating between my natural hair and the lock extensions. And y'all, I finally lost a lock. Honestly, I'm not tripping. In general, slipping is pretty normal with lock extensions. Your lock shouldn't be falling out left and right, but it isn't uncommon to lose a lock here or notice slipping there. Although the goal is for the lock to be seamless from like the root of your hair to the end of the lock extension, just naturally as the hair kind of matures and shrinks up and intertwines with itself, sometimes it will start to kind of like pull away essentially from the lock extension. So if the locks are installed properly and they're installed well, the locks shouldn't be falling out. But again, it's just not uncommon to notice slipping or to lose a few locks with lock extensions. So I lost one of the ones in the back, and this is it right here. And to be honest, I could have saved it, but I just didn't care enough to go back and reinstall it. It honestly didn't fall out completely. I just noticed that it was slipping really bad, and so I basically just slid it right on off. And this is what I'm left with. And honestly, it's really pretty. The intrusive thoughts again been like, maybe you should cut the lock extensions off and just continue your lock journey, but I ain't gonna do that. Definitely got me curious though, because when I started my first set of locks, I had heat damage on my ends. So I felt like my ends were really stringy because of the heat damage. So seeing like this little curl, it did have me a little curious. But yeah, y'all, I did lose a lock in the bag. I'm not gonna reinstall a lock extension on it just because, again, I don't care enough to do that. If I were to lose more, then I would probably reconsider. But yeah, I think it's also just a great way, another way to kind of measure how far along my hair is coming. Just kind of how I didn't lock my temples, and so this lock right here, you guys can see how much it's changing too. It's shrunk up a lot. And yeah, it feels very sturdy. So I'm gonna continue to let them just kind of do their thing, and we'll just monitor it from there. But yeah, the lock extensions themselves don't have a lot of updates. They're still holding up well. Again, I don't plan to have these lock extensions forever. I keep saying that in videos just because I think a lot of times we talk about lock extensions, people think that they're like a forever thing, but no, they're not a forever thing. They're just mainly to kind of jumpstart my new set of locks. And then once my natural hair, once the natural parts of my locks get to a place that I'm comfortable with, then I will be removing the lock extensions. But yeah, for now they are here and they are doing well. But now I want to talk about some updates that I have noticed with like the natural parts of my hair. So I mentioned in my previous update that I had started to notice some budding, and y'all, I just feel like that's all I see now. Like the budding is crazy. I'm trying to get y'all a good view. You can see it here, here. Like there's budding all throughout the locks, and again, that's always exciting because you know that your hair is actually doing what it's supposed to do. I feel like it's hard to tell because like I have Loc Extensions, but with all the budding and stuff, I feel like my hair looks exactly how it looked 7 months into my first set of locks. I actually went to find pictures because I was just curious to see how they compared, but when I pulled up the pictures, I feel like my hair looks exactly the same. Like even just looking at, you know, my temple locks, it looks exactly the same how my hair looked at 7 months without Loc Extensions. So yeah, that's one of the main updates, is just like the budding is crazy. That's all I really see. I'm about 5 weeks post retwist, and I am starting to be able to go a little longer in between retwists. And so I mentioned this in a few other videos, but with my first set of locks, I used to retwist every 6 weeks. And then when I got these Loc Extensions, I was trying to do every 6 weeks, but I felt like the longest I could go was 4 weeks because the natural parts of my locks were still very soft, and I felt like they were just prone to like tangling and prone to like pulling. Like if I would try to manipulate it too much, especially like with these loose ends or just doing any type of everyday just maintenance, I would just experience just like a lot of pulling and discomfort. So because of that, I did start retwisting every 4 weeks, but I feel like I'm getting to the point where I'm able to stretch my retwist out a little longer now. Like I said, I'm on week 5, and because like I said, the natural parts are starting to bud, they're starting to fill out a little bit, they're a little more dense now. I don't experience as much like pulling and tangling and stuff. I also want to give you guys an update on my temple locks. So you guys know that I did not add Loc Extensions to these locks on my temple just because my hair is really fine in those areas and it's sensitive, and I just didn't want to add any extra weight to them. So I showed you guys this one already, and this one has been locking beautifully. But in my last video, I did tell you guys that this one on this side was just a lot more finer, and I just felt like it wasn't locking in a way that I had wanted it to, and I was debating on what I was going to do with it. So I did decide to combine the temple lock with the lock closest to it. Basically my last style, I did 2-strand twists, and these two was twisted together, and I just decided to not untwist them. So yeah, that's basically what I'm gonna do. I didn't use like a crochet needle or anything. I just literally didn't undo the 2-strand twist, and I'm just gonna allow these two to combine naturally. So yeah, I started off with 77 locks, and now I am down to 76, but I do think that it's just going to be a lot healthier on my head. Like I said, this little lock was just a little too fine. I just knew that it wouldn't be a healthy lock long term, so I just went ahead and just again combined it because I didn't have time to be dealing with that. But yeah, I think those are all the main updates for month 7. Again, y'all, time is just flying. But before we close out this video, per usual, let me give you guys a texture shot so you guys can see them up close and personal. So yeah, let me bring you in. But that is going to be it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all of my social media platforms at Sharmel Lynette, and I will see you beautiful people in my next video. Bye.